All right, so the all-region snare drum etude. This part of the band camp audition, not all students are required to do, but if you want to be in one of the top few groups, it's strongly suggested that you do so. I believe that everyone in this program has no reason not to give it an attempt. Just a preface, you will not be expected to play every bit of this etude. Instead, they will expect you, or they will assign a certain portion of measures way before you actually audition that you have a chance to work up, and then take that little portion into the audition room. That being said, it's always good to have a strong idea of what the etude is ahead of time. That way you're well prepared and not so stressed out in the moment. This etude is in 3/8. We're used to seeing things in 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, where the quarter note gets the beat. Whenever you are in 3/8, the important thing is that that bottom number tells you that the 8th note is what gets the beat, and that there are specifically 3 of them. So, it may seem complicated, pretty simple actually. You have 3/8 notes, you count that like the beat. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, if we're counting our 8th notes like 1, 2, 3, then now our 16th notes are just gonna feel like 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So we've kind of taken our quarter note and made the quarter note now the 8th note. We've taken the 8th note and made it now count like the 16th note, so on and so forth. It's really pretty quick to transfer, I think. So we have the 8th note counting as the beat, 1, 2, 3. 16th notes counting 1 and 2 and 3 and then we have to go the other way. So if we think about it, the dotted quarter note is what 3/8 notes always fit into. But in this case, whenever we have the dotted quarter note, it's gonna feel like 3 entire beats. So you notice I've kind of got it lined out. We've got the 1 that continues through here and here, aka beats 2 and 3. So 1, 1, 1, 1. Then we have the regular quarter note. The regular quarter note, as we know, equals 2 8th notes. So if we have 2 of those 8th notes, we still have to have the 3rd beat. So 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. And that really pretty much tells you the rhythmic layout of this entire etude. But one other thing that we want to add is, obviously we do have a couple of flams throughout this etude, just making sure to play those with good quality, good low grace notes, and offset primary note, making a good blah sound. And then we also have rolls. In the case of this exercise, we can treat the rolls like we've done in the former default exercise A, and we're just going to turn any roll that has the 8th note to, like this, to 2/16 on the front end, okay? So anytime you see that roll mark, we're going to treat that like 2/16 buzzes. All right, real quick, with that in mind, we're gonna count through the entire thing. Actually, no, we're not gonna count through the entire thing. I'm gonna count through the first line and some, and then I'm going to go back and kind of say it in more of a rudimental sense, and then we'll actually play it a little chunk at a time, just since we're not actually expected to play through the entire thing for the audition. So let me get my met going. All right, I'm currently at 120. You'll notice it says at the top, presto, 8th note equals 144. So whatever you set that beat to, that is the 8th note feel. Don't freak out, it's not super duper fast. It's actually pretty comfortable. So this would be 1, 2, 3, just like that. Here we are at the top. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, count. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. And you'll notice anytime I have those eighth note buzzes, I go ahead and count them like the 2/16. I'll go back and do that line again, this time just thinking tap, flams, and buzzes. And here we go, 1, ready, and then apparently I'm gonna mess up. First line, tap, flams, and buzzes. And 1, ready, go. Tap, flam, flam, tap, 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 tap. Buzz, buzz, tap, 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 tap. Buzz, buzz, tap, 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 buzz, buzz, tap, 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 buzz, buzz, tap. When we put that into context with what we're playing on the actual drum, you might start playing this without the flams, or maybe without even the buzzes, just making sure you have the skeletal rhythm behind it, and then add the embellishments in. So I'll start off with the bare bones version. No buzzes, no flams. 1, ready, go. Okay, from there, I'm gonna leave the flams out, I'm gonna add in the buzzes. 1, ready, and. Then from there, we'll go ahead and add in the flams that we have on the first measure. Be careful to notice there are accents on measure 4 of that first line. Okay, then we go on to the second line. We'll start right there. I'll do kind of the same process. Notice we have quarter note rolls. So, just like we have 2/16 inside of the eighth note, now with that quarter note, nothing really changes. We're gonna fill it up with 4/16 note buzzes. Did my best right there. And you'll see that quarter note takes up 2 beats, so we've got to have a third beat, which is 1/8 note in this case. You see that, and we're on line 2, the first measure, the second measure, and the third measure. All right, just focusing on the counting of that line. 1, 2, 3, line 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Excuse me. Again, ready, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, 3, and 1, 3, 2, 1, and 3. So, we had the quarter note buzzes where I counted it all as 1 and 2 and 3, or 2 and 3 and 1. And then whenever we get to, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th measure of the second line, you'll notice we have a quarter note there, meaning that takes up 2 whole counts for us now. But then it's followed by 2/16, so you got 1, 3, and 1. So 1, 3, and 1. Then we have the same idea on the next measure, except for it's just followed by a single 8th note flam. So you've got 1, flam. The 7th measure of that line, you'll notice we start off with an 8th note rest, meaning that takes up beat 1, and then we have a quarter note on beat 2. So it'll be rest, flam. And then finally, the last measure, we have 1 and flam. So just really making sure to take note of the note links that we have, whether they be quarter notes or 8th notes, and then also the rest. They're kind of just making a little tongue twister for us here. So now we do that, or we've counted it. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and do the little rudimental vocabulary version. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, and tap. Buzz, 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 tap. Buzz, 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 tap. Buzz, 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 tap, 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 tap. Buzz, buzz, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Flam. Flam. Tap, tap. Flam. Now play that. 2, 3, 1, ready, and. Messed up that last flam. Oops. All right. One thing I do want to note, right now I'm at 122. Like I said earlier, it will be at 144. Whenever we put this Etude up to 144, those buzzes will be a little easier to connect and make sound smooth and legato. So now we're on the third line. You notice we start off with that eighth note rest, going to the quarter note, which gets 2 counts. We've got more little buzz and tap vocabulary going on, just making sure to know when we buzz, when we tap. And yeah, so here we go. I'll count that as the bare bones. 3, 1, 2, 3, line 3, ready and 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 1, 1 and 2, 3 and 1, 2 and 3. And then I'll go ahead, do the vocabulary version. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready and flam. Buzz, buzz, tap, 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 buzz, buzz, tap, 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 flam. Buzz, buzz, tap, buzz, buzz, tap, buzz, buzz, tap. I'll play that, the bare bones version real quick. No embellishment. 1, 2, 3, line 3, ready and. And then we'll go ahead and add the embellishments in, the flams and the buzz rolls. Notice also the line 3, the 6th measure, you have a mezzo forte, meaning that this is now louder. And I should have pointed that out earlier. We do have some crescendos and some of those buzzes. And then also at the very beginning of this exercise, we're starting piano. We're super quiet. So line 3 with all those things in mind. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready and. We're at line 4. Line 4, you'll notice we have a full measure of 16ths. That's 3 beats. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. Then we've got a full measure of buzzes. Here's a great thing. The skeletal doesn't change. You go from 16ths right into the buzz rolls, which are still 16th notes in this case. Then we have some little buzz stuff, and we end on some quiet flams. So bare bones counting. 2, 3, line 4, counting and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then rudimental. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, go. Tap, 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 tap. Buzz, 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 tap. Buzz, buzz, tap. Buzz, buzz, tap. Buzz, buzz, tap, 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 tap. Buzz, buzz, tap. Flam, flam, tap, flam, flam. Going something like this. Again, we're starting at mezzo forte. Think like 4 inches up. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready and. We're at line 5. Here we have a little bit more of the rhythm tongue twister stuff with lots of rest thrown in there to just test you to see if you can count and give everything the space it deserves. So I'll count it real quick. 1, 2, 3, 5, ready and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 3 and 1, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 3 and 1. Okay. One thing I want to make note, if you're on line 5 looking at the 3rd measure, you have 1/8 note followed by a quarter note rest. That quarter note rest does get 2 counts. If you look at line 5, the 4th measure, we start off with the 2/16 eighths, 1 and 2, but then you have an 8th note followed by an 8th note rest followed by another 8th note rest in the next measure. Again, that is 2 counts. Just really making sure that we give everything the amount of space in between it that it deserves. Now, the vocabulary version. 1, 2, 3, 5, ready and. Tap, 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 buzz, buzz, tap. Tap, tap, 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 tap. And I'll play that. 1, 2, 3, 5, ready, go. Line 6. At line 6, notice we jump up to mezzo forte and we've got some flams, and just really just a continuation of everything we've been doing. So I'll go ahead and count it. 1, 2, 3, 6, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 3 and 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Finally, with the vocabulary, 1, 2, 3, 6, ready, and I messed up. 1, ready, and tap, flam, flam, tap, 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 buzz, buzz, tap, 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 buzz, buzz, tap, buzz, buzz, tap, buzz, buzz, tap, buzz, 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 tap, tap, tap. Put that into context. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. That gets us all the way through it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put the metronome at tempo. I'm going to play it like I've taught it just now, and then I have one other thing that you might consider adding, but honestly, I think for the most part, it's not necessary. So this is 144, eighth note getting the beat. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Make sure to try to tap that foot quietly, not so that they can hear you, but so that you can really drive that time somewhere in your body. And this is the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, and. Okay, so the last thing you might consider adding into this, if you're feeling overly confident in all of it, is we can actually turn those buzzes into fast triplets. So instead of 1 and 2, think 1 lolly 2, or 2 lolly 3, like so. Notice that more extra speed, even at this tempo, does make those buzzes a little easier to make seem seamless. So that would sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, and. Again, for I think most of us, I think the 16th note bass is fine. Just if you're really feeling like you're needing to do something to connect those rolls even better, that might be a step you take. Otherwise, good luck with it. Thank you.